Hi guys, I'm here to bring you guys a quick wrap-up video for the month of October. I've been in a huge book slump that is no joke, but I did manage to finish 5 books. I liked most of them, but there were some that didn't quite meet my expectations, so let's just get right into it. The first book I finished was Girls Made of Snow and Glass by Melissa Bachardos. I was sent this copy by Flatiron Books, and I buddy read it with a few girls on Instagram who pretty much loved it as much as I did. I gave this a 5-star rating, and I will be linking down below all of my reviews so you can read more about what I thought of these books. This one is a Snow White retelling. It follows a stepmom and a stepdaughter who have to come to terms with one of them becoming queen as they face their own pasts. This is one of my most favorite retellings I've ever read, and it makes me want to read more Snow White retellings in particular. It was hard for me to choose between the both of them since we get both of their point of views, so I didn't. I love them both the same. I really felt like I was the character since their thoughts and emotions were so beautifully written. I can't wait to read more of this author. The next book that I finished is actually a manga, and it's called Goth by Otsuichi. It was the first manga that I've ever read, and I really enjoyed it for the most part. I gave it a 3.75-star rating, only because there were moments where I was confused out of my mind. There were a lot of gaps, and I'm sad I didn't read the novel before the manga, but I'm guessing you live and you learn, so I'm gonna be reading Goth, the novel, as soon as I can get my hands on it. But I still recommend this one. This one is about 2 students who are obsessed with murders and murderers, and they find themselves in the middle of a few murder cases, and I particularly enjoyed how gory it was. It was pretty amazing, and I can't wait to get to know these characters a little bit more. The next book I read was actually on my Kindle, but I will include a picture right here, and it's called My Undead Heart by Kacey. I don't know how to really pronounce her last name, but I ended up giving it a 4 out of 5 stars. This book is about Mia, who is a zombie lover, and as soon as I read about that, I was all in. Like I said on my review, I love characters that set themselves apart, and Mia definitely did that. I haven't read about a character who's obsessed with zombies as she is. And then we have our love interest, who is Matt. He is a former fighter, and we get to follow their story as they meet each other and how it goes from there. I really loved Mia's dark humor. I found myself nodding and agreeing with everything that she would think. I loved their character developments. They made me really proud, which is something that happens all the time with Kacey's books. I've reviewed most of her books, so I will leave links to those below as well. She's definitely an author to go to. The next book was also on my Kindle. It's called Move the Stars by Jessica Hawkins. This was actually the 3rd and last book in this trilogy, and I'm pretty bummed about that since I hold this trilogy really dear to my heart. It connects to our main character Lake in a personal level. I won't go into detail about that, but a lot of her story felt like a retelling of mine, just in a better way. Jessica Hawkins did a phenomenal job writing these characters. Their developments were off the charts. I gave this book 5 out of 5 stars, but basically it's 10 out of 5 in my book. The first book follows Lake. She is a 16-year-old who one day is walking home, and across the street there's construction going on, and one of the construction workers catches her eye, and it is an older man, so this is a forbidden love story. I recommend this. It is an adult romance, just like My Undead Heart, so beware of sexy times. There's also a lot of heartbreak, so be prepared to cry your eyes out. It was torture waiting for each of them to come out, but I survived, and I can't wait to get my hands on some physical copies. I've also reviewed most of Jessica's books, so I'm gonna link those below, and I really hope a lot of people get to read this trilogy. I know my friend Demi on Instagram is reading it, and I'm living for her updates. So if you ever pick this trilogy up, definitely let me know and update me. The last book I read is Us Kids Know by J.J. Strong. I was sent this by Razorbill from Penguin Random House, and I was part of the blog tour that they were hosting for this one. I ended up giving this one a 3.7 out of 5 stars, only because I wasn't in the right mindset to read this one. I thought it was just going to be a quick, easy story to get through, but it was much more serious and tackling some sensitive topics. Don't get me wrong, I love these type of books, but I wasn't really in the mindset to be broken. So it kind of took me a while to wrap my head around this one. It follows two siblings, Bree and Ray, who end up meeting this guy named Colin, and he ends up changing their lives, and not in the best way. I really liked witnessing their dynamic, how they gave and took from each other. But like I said, it does deal with some sensitive topics, so I don't know, it might be triggering for some of you. But I really did like it. I'm hoping to reread it, but I really recommend all of these books that I talked about today. One of the things that kept me from fully enjoying this book was that I didn't really connect with these three, but I did find myself hurting for Ray. So that's it for all of the books that I read in the month of October. Let me know if you've read any of these. I also want to know how many books you read in the month of October. I'm trying to beat this slump as much as I can. If you have any tips in how to defeat a book slump, I would love to hear your thoughts. And if you haven't already done so, make sure to subscribe to my channel. I try to post as much as I can. And I hope you guys are having an amazing day. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I hope to see you very soon.